colleagues, I know Ellen Smith is here. Any other of my colleagues on City Council are here. Would you come up here as we present this proclamation? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's a pleasure to be together to celebrate another great milestone in our city's history. Anytime we can get together and honor Ed Westcott, it's a good day. It's particularly appropriate as we are into the 75th anniversary year of our city to be able to gather here and celebrate Ed's lifetime of achievements and everything he's done for all of us personally and certainly the city of Oak Ridge. And so I'll read this proclamation. There are a lot of whereases in it, as you can imagine. With Ed Westcott's life, the whereases in a proclamation could go out the front door. So, but we will, it's an honor to present this. Whereas Ed Westcott was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee on January 20th, 1922 and moved to Nashville with his parents before he was a teenager. And while still a teenager, Mr. Westcott began working for the Army Corps of Engineers, headquartered in Nashville, photographing site selection and construction in military camps, airports, hydroelectric plants, and dams in Tennessee and Kentucky. And whereas after being dispatched on a secret mission to photograph a classified location in Middle Tennessee that was intended to become a prisoner of war camp, Mr. Westcott alone was selected to photograph construction of the Manhattan Project. And whereas after World War II ended, Oak Ridge was open to the public, and Mr. Westcott continued as a photographer for the Atomic Energy Commission in Oak Ridge, and also covered assignments in Kentucky, Ohio, Missouri, New Jersey, Puerto Rico, and the AEC headquarters in Washington, D.C. And welcome, Vice Mayor Rick Chin. Glad you're here. Whereas Mr. Westcott transferred to the AEC headquarters in Germantown, Maryland in 1966, where he photographed 23 nuclear reactors and accompanied the AEC commissioners to the White House to photograph meetings with 7 United States presidents, from John F. Kennedy to George H. Bush, and wherever over 5,000 of his early historical negatives by Mr. Westcott are now archived at the National Archives in Washington, D.C., and a record recognized as the record of the Manhattan Project and early AEC efforts in Oak Ridge and other locations. And whereas in 1977, Mr. Westcott retired from the Department of Energy in Germantown, Maryland, and returned to Oak Ridge, where he has continued to work as a special project consultant and photographer to the Department of Energy's various missions in Oak Ridge. And whereas, without Mr. Westcott's iconic photographs, the early history of the secret city of Oak Ridge would be lost to the ages. And whereas Ed Westcott is one of our most revered citizens, interacting with all of our citizens and visitors to the city and encouraging our young students as they use his photography for their art classes. And whereas on January 20th, 2018, a celebration of Ed Westcott's 96th birthday is being held at the Midtown Center in Oak Ridge. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Warren L. Gooch, Mayor of the City of Oak Ridge, on behalf of the City and City Council, hereby proclaim January 20th, 2018 as Ed Westcott Day. And congratulations, Ed.
Mayor Gooch said just about everything that needs to be said, but it's a wonderful occasion when we can celebrate yet another birthday for one of our most distinguished citizens, and may there be many more.
Thanks a lot. It's a real honor for me to be here today and help celebrate this wonderful occasion to just thank one of our greatest citizens, Ed Westcott. I have the fortune to have some of his pictures in one of my office buildings over in the Victory Center on the Oak Ridge Turnpike, and it's such a pleasure to be able to walk through there and see some of the historic photos, as well as all the others that are in this city. So thank you so much for being here, Ed.